and welcome to the Mountaintop Arboretum in Tannersville, New York, located in the Catskill Mountains. My name is Laura, and I came here today because I wanted to create a fairy garden, and I'd like to show you how I did it. Now, I've not ever spoken to a fairy, so I'm not sure what they might like in a fairy garden, but I've heard that they are insanely curious creatures. So, I'm sure that whatever you decide to put in your garden, they are going to love it and be just totally driven crazy by their curiosity and have to investigate. Let's get started. Now, as we have our containers, we want to think about the different points of interest that we're going to put in our garden, and then the plants. So, again, looking through my house, I came up with a few things. Now, in my mind, I want to create a point of interest for the fairies. So, I wanted a place where they could come in out of the weather. So, this is a votive candle holder that we're going to make into a fairy hut, complete with a table and a chimney. So that'll be fun to see how that comes together. And that's going to sit on top of our broken clay pot. I hope I'm piquing your interest, because how in the world is this going to come together? So we need to put some gravel in the bottom. So I'm just going to take some gravel. Don't need too much. 3 scoops ought to do. There's our gravel. Next, we need soil. And when I was collecting the soil from the compost pile over by the Learning Center, I happened to notice that I even picked up a few worms. And you might think, ew, worms! No, 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 we need them because they're going to help make the soil even richer. So, and our garden is going to be outside, I think, for the summer anyway, so it's no big deal. We're not bringing bugs into the house or insects or, well, I don't know what a worm is, but anyway. They're creepy crawly, but important. That's who makes the dirt to begin with. We are going to put our little fairy hut in. And they're going to walk up here and come around here. So I kind of want it to be facing forward so that you can see in, because next what's going in there is a carpet of moss that I already have harvested. Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't that look like a carpet? Guess what? It's going to be the carpet to our little hut. And I can just put that right in there. Look at that. Doesn't that look inviting? I think any fairy would want to go hang out in there. You can get stones like this at the different craft stores or dollar stores. You don't have to go crazy with expense, or better yet, you can go to the beach or even to the lake shore and collect stones, small seashells, if you want to create a little pathway that way. So now I want to lay out my campfire. I got 4. And really, see, all I did was I took a pine cone and you just take and you peel up the petal like that. That's all. This is another point that I want to make. Because this is a garden and we're going to be watering it, and this is a little bitty light that's run by a battery, and battery is actually a little bit of electricity. I want to protect it against the water, because if the water gets into the little tea light, it'll make it not work anymore. So we're trying to make it work longer. Now we want a little bit of a firewood supply for our fairy. So I'm just gonna take, because I'm a giant compared to a fairy, and break this twig off and make a little firewood stack for her or him self. And we'll just kind of put it, I think we're far enough away from our fire if we set it right in the front where she can see it. It's a ceramic bowl that my daughter made in art class, and it really looks almost like a water well that you may have seen pictures of in like your history books. Before we had indoor plumbing, people actually had a well outside their house that they had to get their water from. A well is actually a hole in the ground because that's where the water is, down deep inside the earth. There we go. Now, a little bit more over here. Now for the finishing touch. I felt it was important to make a rainbow garden. So here's our pink. And we've got a clover that we're going to plant. So that's our red. And here's the orange. Isn't that pretty? It's a little thirsty right now, so we've got to get it into the ground. And then our yellow's over here. And the green ferns are over there. And of course the green leaves. And then we have light blue, indigo, and purple. And there we go. So, we thought about what we wanted as our scene. I like being in the mountains. I like campfires. And so we've created a little fairy mountain. I put in some of my most favorite treasures, my turtle collection, and my kitty cat warming herself by the fire. And I used containers that were important to me. My daughter's ceramic dish and the dish that was given to me by my cousin for my wedding, as a wedding gift. So the fun is in creating a scene that means something to you. And who knows, set your fairy garden outside. And if you see the fireflies around it, the fairies aren't far behind. Enjoy.